Hello everybody and welcome to a brand new Elder Scrolls Online video with me, Sherman. Today guys, we're just going to be talking a little bit about the Black Heart of Skyrim and what it possibly could mean. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, you can check the link in the description below and it'll take you to the trailer for the final cinematic that they released for the Elder Scrolls Season of Dragon. It shows the final story ending, and it's pretty cool. I'm really glad they did that. But after that, they show a scene of the Nord heroes standing on a mountain looking down into Skyrim. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my god, we're going back, you know? And it says Dark Heart of Skyrim coming, or watch the reveal January 16th, 2020, and I'm like going, oh my god. I'm like twitching and stuff, you know. But yeah, I was super stoked for it. I watched the Game Awards last night because I wanted to see what, not what games won, but just to see the reveals, like what games were coming out. And then I saw the trailer and I was just like, oh my gosh, we're going back to Skyrim. This is so, you know, so amazing. And yeah, it was cool. So what could the Black Heart of Skyrim mean? Well, I don't know. We can speculate. That's about it. So I'm gonna say this now because I want to be very clear on something. If they're gonna do Skyrim and they give us a tiny zone, like say East March in size, we're really not going to get that much. Because we're not going to get Winterhold. Because it's not here. It should be like right here. Winterhold should be right in here, and it's not here. And that's because the way they did the map of Skyrim. Or of Eastmarch and stuff. So it's kind of like, okay, are we going to get are we gonna get Silithium, the bar where the Bard School is? Are we gonna get where you go in Skyrim, the game? I don't remember all the names from Skyrim because it's been a little while since I played. I remember a lot of the, like, how to get to locations and stuff without using the map because I remember things like that. But I don't remember a lot of the names. So, how much of Skyrim are they going to open up to us? Because, I mean, if you look at Elsewhere, no offense to the devs, but this was kind of shoddy. You gave us Northern Elsewhere and Southern Elsewhere. What about this area? Like, why didn't you include this? It makes no sense to leave this section of Elsewhere out. Because they can't even do a DLC on this area. I mean, if they did, it would be so compacted, it wouldn't even be fun. So it's kind of like, wow, you just ruined some of the map because you didn't connect the two. Elsewhere was a great expansion. Don't get me wrong, the story was amazing. The content was amazing. The new class, the Necromancer, was great. But the rest of it was eh. And I say eh with a grain of salt, okay? It was good, but it felt very compacted. I mean, it was open, very open, but it was very compacted in its size compared to what we had when we played Somerset. I don't know how many people remember when you like go into Somerset. It felt open and expansive because it was a giant island, and it was actually the largest map they've made to date besides Craglorn. So Craglorn and Cyrodiil, of course, but Craglorn is literally the largest zone map they've made to date. Are they going to do something with Skyrim different than what they did with Elsewhere? Are they going to give us more open world content with it to include, like, encompass a bigger section? Like, instead of doing just a chapter release, Are they going to do more overland zone releases? How are we going to get this content this year? I guess we have to wait until the 16th to find out more about how they're going to release content for the Dark Heart of Skyrim, because that's going to be the next storyline. So, other speculation is who's going to be the main hero, like who's going to be the main character that we interact with. A lot of people are saying Lyris Titanborn. I agree, because Sai Sahan tells you she's off doing something else, so it could be we're going to Skyrim and we're going to help Lyris, but I really hope that there's more to it than that. I hope there's more to the story than just us, you know, and fighting alongside Lyris Titanborn, even though it would be cool. Don't get me wrong, I really like the Lyris Titanborn character, but I think that they could do a little better. Do I think they're going to include, like, have any new classes or skill lines in the chapter this year? Yes. I think that they're going to follow the same suit that they did with Somerset. Because Morrowind released a class, Somerset released a skill line and a crafting line. I think they're going to go with something similar this time. I think they're going to go with a skill line along with maybe a new weapon skill line, because no offense to the melee, but if you look, when it comes to weapon skill lines, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 skill lines for melee and 2 for magic. So I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't add a weapon skill line for magic that was maybe an offhand skill line. Like maybe it's like a tome or an orb or some kind of trinket that you hold in your offhand that allows you to cast magic through it. That would be cool, because then you would have, like, you could do like a sword in one hand and this orb in the other. Or maybe you could do a, you know, a mace or something. Some kind of offhand weapon with the main hand, or a main hand weapon with an offhand thing that allows you to do magic. Very much like daggers, or dual wield. So dual wield allows you to use any of the melee weapons in the the twin blade and blunt. So you can use maces, axes, swords, and daggers, and you can use them in any combination. So maybe they'll do something like that, where it's like, hey, you have this skill line that allows you to do one-handed magic with this. And it would be really cool to see if they did incorporate that with the Bard School skill line. A lot of people are thinking that they're going to add spell crafting. The devs have said they are looking into still adding that, but it was still a long ways off. And that even came with last year's announcement for Elsewhere, when they were interviewing Rich Lambert. Rich said it's still a long ways off, and it's still, like, you know, it's still something that could be possible, but if it's a long ways off, it's not coming this year. I highly doubt it. The one reason why I say that is, yes, they did do the skill changes, and I think that the skill changes that they did, where they standardized them, is going to allow them to build into skill crafting really well. But if they add in spell crafting or skill crafting, because it would have to be skill crafting, you couldn't just focus on magic only. You would have to focus on both stamina and magicka, because people would want both. So if you don't have a stamina line and a magicka line, then it's kind of just spell crafting, and you're just adding a bunch of stuff for magic, which leaves out the melee side. So there would have to be something that bridges the gap, and this is why I say the Bard School and a one-handed weapon with an offhand skill line. And who knows? Maybe we are going to get Winterhold or whatever that has the School of Magic that's going to give us spellcrafting in a later DLC. We don't know. So there's a lot of speculation on what we could be getting with the next major update in the game when it comes to that kind of stuff. I am excited to go back and see new armor types for that region. That's going to be really cool. I think having more Nord types is going to be good. especially for the fans of that more Viking-esque type armor, you know. I know it's not a word, guys, but the fact that they might add something like that is going to really play into those players' hands, and it's going to be really nice for them. The next thing is the fact that we are going to be getting new world bosses, new delves, new public dungeons, and if they do it like a standard zone that they've done in the past, we're going to get the standard setup, just like we got with Elsewhere, just like we got with... I'll use Vardenfell as an example. So we got the 2 public dungeons. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 world bosses, and then we got like 6 delves. And that was awesome. That was a good amount of extra content that made it playable. But the one thing they forgot with Elsewhere, or with Morrowind, that they added to Somerset and Elsewhere was world events. Like we have in the regular game, the base game, we have the Black Dark Anchors. They added abyssal geysers with Somerset, and they added dragons with Elsewhere. Excuse me. What are they going to add with the next thing? And I think that's what's going to play into this Dark Heart thing. Is I think it's going to have something to do with some kind of cultist group trying to, bring something back, and we're there to stop them. I mean, it always comes down to that. Like, there's always a main antagonist. So what's going to be the main antagonist? Is it going to be a cultist group? Is it going to be vampires, like some people are suggesting, because it's Dark Heart? And it's, a lot of people are suggesting it's going to take us back to Blackreach. Wherever it takes us and whatever it is, it's got to be something that fits within the confines of the lore of Skyrim. So there is a lot of vampire and werewolf lore there. So are we going to be fighting alongside the werewolves against the vampires, or are we going to be fighting against different groups and stuff like that? Yeah, they still haven't fixed that, by the way. You can still one-shot enemies with biting jabs and carve. So, yeah, I was out running last night around in the world, and I was fighting terror birds and stuff, and I'd go up and I'd do this, and they'd just fall over dead. It doesn't happen all the time, but it happens enough. And then the same thing with the biting jabs. I could do this, and it would just one-shot them. So... but yeah, there's a lot of speculation on what Dark Heart of Skyrim can be about, but I think we're going to have to wait until the 16th to find out more. But I mean, like I said, you can speculate and have your own thoughts and opinions. I really think that there's going to be a lot added to the game to basically open up the world more, and then lead us into a new story that might take us against another Daedric Prince, which would be really cool. Because I do think we need to visit more Realms of Oblivion and see the different Prince domains. Because we really haven't seen a whole lot of them, and it would be really cool to see more of them. So, but that's pretty much it for the video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys are just as excited as I am for Dark Heart of Skyrim. And I will be doing a little bit more with ESO over the next few weeks. But I'm not going to be releasing a lot of build stuff yet, guys, okay? I am working on some build ideas in the background. I do want to release those when time comes, and I'm going to be calling them roleplay builds. But they are going to be builds that are going to be viable for pretty much 100% of the game. You'll be able to play them in PvE with some adjustments for PvP. Dungeons, and even in trials, they will be viable. But I have a few other videos I want to work on between now and then, explaining some other stuff, like explaining how gear really works in the game, because I don't think people really understand how the gear system truly works. So I'm going to go over the gear system and really dive deep into that and explain how the gear system truly works in this game, in the idea that we have so many different variations. I'm going to go over skills and how you can set up skills to create your own rotations and your own build setups. Yeah, they're not going to be meta. Ooh, who cares? If you want meta stuff, you got enough people out there that cover it. I'm here to just give people something different to look at. And I will always do that. Because I am not a meta robot. I'm sorry. I don't even enjoy it. I think that the meta is a really horrible thing in any MMO that has this much of a sandbox element. Now, if you're talking about a game like Star Wars: The Old Republic, where gear literally, like, you are limited to your stats and stuff, and how you equip gear and what the gear does for you based on the role you play, ESO doesn't really have that. ESO does have gear that reflects certain play styles, like healing, damage, tanking, things like that, but it's so few and far between. A lot of the sets in this game and the way things work is really cool. But I'll go more in depth, like I said, in that video. I will cover skills and how skills can play into your group dynamics, and even help you improve your gameplay based on using things like CC and crowd control, and how much it can help alleviate issues with runaway trash mobs or different things like that, even though a lot of people say it's not necessary, because you can just burn them down just as quick. But when you can burn them down and hold them in place, it's even better. So, but that's pretty much it for the video again, and you guys know what's coming next. If you guys like this video, you can hit that like button. And I'm sorry about the sniffling and coughing and stuff, guys. I do have, or I'm trying to get over a head cold. I don't know. It's really bothering me though. So, but I will try to not do that as much in the next video. And other than that, if you guys want to see more videos by me, you can subscribe. You can also click on the notification bell. That will let you know when I'm posting new videos, and you guys can see when they come out. And other than that, again, I need to stop with that. But yeah, you guys know the whole spiel here. So I want to thank you all for watching. Until next time, have a wonderful day, and this guy might see you in game. Bye.